Scottish Police recruitment drive has been launched, and thanks to Chief Constable Iain Livingstone, criminals could join in order to join the ones already employed. Livingstone has come under fire after suggesting criminals should not be barred from getting jobs with Scotland's police force amid staff shortages. He said candidates should be judged on personal circumstances and a conviction should not automatically exclude an applicant. Yes, it should. I mean, maybe some summary offences could be overlooked, but anything that was indictable should be an automatic disqualification from joining. And in fact, most summary offences too. But there are some things that I don't see being reflective on a copper's ability to do their job. However, it would need to be an extremely low scale offence and not something that involved deception, such as maybe some traffic offences. But other summary offences such as burglary, drugs, criminal damage should all automatically bar people from becoming a copper. Especially assault. Panic from Iain Livingstone is due to the number of police serving in Scotland now being said to be at its lowest level for almost 14 years, with nearly 700 having quit in the past year alone. Livingstone said, "Every individual by definition is an individual with their own personal circumstances. If there has been an indiscretion as a juvenile or an adult, what lies behind that? What was the nature of it? Does it show real concern? Would it undermine public confidence?" So our approach is always to look at the individual and the individual circumstances. Some convictions about integrity, honesty, would never be accepted. We constantly need to refresh. Anybody can be a police officer. Age, stage, background, academic qualifications, people with doctorates, people with no academic qualifications. That's what makes policing rewarding. If you're committed and you've got a sense of public service, I want you to consider policing. Unfortunately for Iain, Scottish Tory Justice spokesperson Jamie Green wasn't too happy with his comments and said in response to Livingstone's comment, "The public will be very concerned to hear that convicted criminals may be considered as candidates to join the police force. The force is already experiencing an exodus of officers due to neglect from the SNP government, which is having an impact on the police's ability to do their job, and this proposed measure smacks of desperation. Sadly, the Chief Constable has resorted to this measure because policing is no longer a priority for this SNP government, as he himself has stated. The SNP are showing no willingness to fix the crisis in policing they have created. The SNP government needs to urgently back our police force with a decent pay offer and the funding they were previously promised, so that Police Scotland don't have to resort to desperate recruitment tactics." Now, this genuinely does point to the desperation faced by police forces across the country. This focus on diversity, inclusivity and being non-racist, non-misogynistic, non-alphabetic phobic and now non-criminal phobic has and will open the doors wide for people who are not fit to serve in the police force, simply because the force wants to tick a few boxes and grab themselves a few token employees for the next social media posts. Standards in training and recruitment have already dropped to a standard that I have never seen before, allowing for those who are not strong enough, not clever enough, not tall enough and not brave enough to don a uniform and start patrolling the streets, only to find themselves hitting the panic button because somebody won't give their details, or using their weapons in situations that never warranted them to be drawn in the first place, never mind be used. There are enough criminals within the police force as it is, and many of them got their convictions whilst in the police, not before, which is, again, very telling. But I sure as shit don't want somebody going to my mum's door to help her if she ever needed it, and then turning round and either eyeing up her brass ornaments or turning around and saying, "Oh, I'm sure I've been here before. Were you burgled in 1995? Joke.